doesn't need to necessarily be out there.
Okay.
Record who's the creator, it kind of. It's like I'd rather like reveal that stuff on my own time or when I'm ready, you know.
Well, just be aware that you know anything can be revealed whenever anybody needs it to. It's not like anything you say on the phone isn't susceptible to a wiretap anyway. So it's
I'm
kind.
not worried about it.
Yeah, I mean, isn't there like a big NSA?
But if the you know, and the cops and stuff can obtain the illegal communications and use them in court too. So
Well, yeah, and I think
not reveal their sources. They just have to not be the ones doing it.
right. And Keith, if you think I'm a fascist for recording you, that's fine. I think you're brilliant and you should do an on-record interview that's highly consensual. However, the whole process of the spotlight interrupts the flow of transmission because people get narcissistic and they show out and they're not true to themselves. That's why I basically caution anybody I know, say for instance Lisa Haynes, like or Hayes, not to say things that you're not comfortable with being public because any email or private communication could become public at any time. And it's a very easy misstep that people fall into where they assume they have a false assumption of privacy. And it's kind of a passion I have that people always behave as if there is a bug in their apartment or their room. You should always be on your guard not to say anything that you don't want to be known. That's just simple, firm security advice for your own safety. And you should take your own safety as seriously as you want to. But I'm not that kind of person that is gonna just like get you a, you know, like I'm just not that way. I'm a public persona, transparency. I'm a Leo. Leo's like sunlight. We don't like darkness. We like sunlight. And I think a lot of problems can be neutralized by transparency. Like, I think the false demonization and villainization of you is a false ideology that they have promoted because you're convenient to come in with your big Dracula cape and scare everybody. I view it as anti-Semitic. The city of Portland is anti-Semitic. They have a fetish for you. They've demonized you. They've gaslit you. And for me, you're not like a false messiah or false prophet. You're just a human being with ideas. And your ideas really aren't that controversial. You have a lot of interesting things to say that I think would benefit other people that maybe don't have as good critical thinking skills as you have. And I was thinking about that when I fell asleep last night. I was like, Keith was really lucky to have such cool parents that really guided and shaped your mind. And I had cool parents. Well, I had a cool dad. I mean, my mom's cool in her own way. But I'm not trying to piss you off. But I really don't feel like I have the energy to be on the phone all day.
Well, I just wanted to call you about that, though.
Okay.
Just because I'd rather not have it out there, really. It's like,
well, I have like 5 YouTube accounts.
I could grant you an interview, show you a bunch of the documents and all kinds of stuff.
Well, it might be more to the point and less discursive if it were more structured anyway.
Still, that thing's still a work in progress. You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Well, so you want me just to delete them all?
Kind of like interrupted me in the middle of my prank or whatever.
Right, right. But you're not the only one with pranks, Keith. You know, like other people have pranks too. But like you want me to delete them all, right?
I haven't even looked at stuff. I just saw one little thing.
One little thing, yeah.
Me talking about the new fish count.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well, let me know. Send it to me in writing if you would. I will publish your cease and desist order if it is written in purple prose and I find it fanciful. Maybe I should just delete them. I ripped your name out of them.
What's up?
I ripped your name out of them already. I changed it to delete 1 through 7.
Yeah, I haven't even checked them out except just like a minute or two, you know?
Okay. Well, I'm sorry I'm not good at editing because the only...
Like, yeah, I don't really want that niche bitch shit out there publicly right this second.
Yeah. Okay.
Kind of like in the middle of fucking with them still, you know?
Well, Keith, you're one of the only men who's not physically assaulted me or hurt me. So, like, I do consider you like a best friend, and I like to keep it that way as much as possible. Like, you're like my big brother or whatever. And I don't care what you did to whomever else, because you never laid a finger on me. You never... George put his hands on me when he and Rob were about to get into a fight. I got in the middle of it like a badass to be, like, shaming these two idiot dudes who are frothing at the mouth at each other, not to beat each other up. And George grabs me by the shoulders and, like, throws me to the side so he can continue to get up in Rob's face. It's really kind of Rob's fault. But, like, it was kind of like a bad moment. And then that other Chris dude, he pinned me on the couch, like, for absolutely no reason when I wasn't into him. And I'm just, like, I'm so over dudes laying their hands on me. I really hate it. I just am, like, so over it. And I think we're going to survive this, but I was thinking about that, like, very, very few guy best friends, like, are out there just to be, like, the one guy that hasn't completely pissed you off or hurt you or attacked you or whatever. And George didn't beat me and he didn't attack me, and reasonably he could say I was trying to rescue you out of the line of fire that you were putting yourself in. So I'm, like, not really holding it against him or processing it like an assault. But it was putting me in danger, and I'm so pissed that my address is now on the Seaside police blotter. That's, to me, pissing me off. I'm like, do I look like I want police attention? Why can't these boys stop acting like little 3-year-olds, getting my name, like, out there? Next I know, possibly Seaside police are going to view me as a criminal because all I date are these loser criminal boys.
I hear you.
And it's, to me, like a high level of stress I'm under.
Well, just don't date any child molesters.
That's what that's number one rule. Yeah. That's what I've, tried to share that with other people, too.
Most men are criminals in their own way.
Yeah, right.
In the eyes of the legal system, for sure.
Right.
I don't think, and most people in general have committed multiple felonies throughout their life that they could all be in prison for. Like, everyone's like all these cop suckers and bootlickers that, like, praise the justice system and all this other stuff, that most of them are like, well, yeah, I used cocaine like 10 different times. Oh, so that means that you could have been prosecuted for a felony. Like, how much cocaine were you using? Did you ever have like an 8-ball, or was it just like a 20 rock of cocaine?
Right.
You know, if it was an 8-ball, that would mean you could be in prison right now for like 2 years.
Well, hey, Keith, can you process this? I go to the hospital the other night because George is screaming at me so much my heart's exploding. And George doesn't want me going to the hospital. That's offended him, that I should think that I have a right to seek medical attention when I'm having physiological symptoms related to his verbal abuse. And then he sat there chewing me out last night about, oh, all your friends, all you do is complain about the police and not go to riot, and I don't think you have a right to contact the authorities if you're going to criticize them night and day. And I'm like, well, no, I just walked over to the police station to be like, hey, my roommate won't stop verbally abusing me and threatening me with death. Can I please have some knowledge of, like, how I can survive until the restraining order court's open the next morning? And it's that wonderful paradox that radical women get into when dudes act like douchebags and, like, act like they should just verbally abuse, physically abuse, rape, stalk, whatever. And because we're radicals, we're not allowed to have any access to any services, whether it's medical or legal. And the last thing I want to do is be going to a cop station because some psychopath is stalking me. That's the last thing I want to do. But I'm, like, under so much stress. I do not like dealing with police, and I don't like these craphead dudes that are putting me in that situation. And I don't want to be stalked in my own home, and I don't want to be verbally abused. He was fucking
I went to the police like a few years ago, and it was to file a police report on his marriage, smash my camera.
Right, and like George was harassing me about my abortion from 2002. Throw that by Katie.
Yeah,
George.
Just like, cool, smash his camera, he deserved it.
I know, seriously, right? And basically, that's how they always treat women. Like, yeah, we hope you kill her. One less mouth to feed. And like, George was harassing me about my abortion in 2002. Over and over and over again, basically saying I'm a baby killer, so therefore I don't have any right to opinion on anything. He was saying, you committed abortion, you don't have a right to say what's good for that child.
He sounds like a douche.
Yeah, major. And he's like, my girlfriend Maria comes over to protect me, and she's like, don't talk to her like that, don't disrespect her. He goes, oh, you're a lesbian pussy grabber, you guys are gonna have a lesbian affair. And she's like, I am not a lesbian. How dare you say that? So it's like he's basically gay bashing me and abortion shaming me all on Tuesday night. And I'm like not over it.
He's a douche. That's why I never would even like barely talk to the guy. I was like, yeah, okay, mumbles or whatever.
Yeah. Well,
Hard, and he's a douchebag.
I feel like he's taking me for a ride, and I'm really wiped out, and I'm going to have to figure out what to do. Or he's going to have to figure out what to do, like move back into his old housing or something. Because I'm not about to be treated this way, and I'm not sure how much I can forgive and forget any of it. And the landlady says she just wants to rent to me. She's fine with that. I'm the one she wanted to rent to, and she just like allowed me to invite him in as a roommate. So I think he's basically going to try to be my roommate as if I want his money or his resources. And I'm just kind of like, the first thing I've ever only wanted was to be treated with dignity and peace. And so if I can't have dignity and peace, I really don't want your money, and I don't want your food or your whatever.
I hear you.
But I am still glad I got out of my old building. My old building was